Hey, what's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. It is Thursday, October 1st, 2020, and this is episode number 104 of this little old show of mine. Show of ours, actually. Show? There's no L in show. What's up? Thanks for being here. I'm excited about today. We have a ton of stuff to get to. If you're going to notice right off the bat, do you see anything different? Huh? Yeah? It's October, bitches. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Daddy's going pink for the month of October. It's, we had yellow for pediatric cancer, so here we are. We're doing it big. We're doing it pink for the month of October. A lot of stuff to get to today. I made you a pretty show thumbnail, but I didn't do you a show topics. But you know what? You would think I would have had time today. I got up at 9 o'clock in the morning today. Now I know what you're thinking. Big shit. I get up at 5 a.m. Or if you're like Nora, you're like, I get up at 4 a.m. Guys, I got up at noon yesterday. Okay? So 9 a.m. is like super early, but I also went to bed early last night. I climbed in bed at about, 9:30. No, actually it was earlier than that. Nora and I went to bed at about 9 o'clock. And she was out by 9:30. I worked on the laptop until about 10:30. But I slept from 10:30 until 9 a.m. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Can you believe it? It's amazing what sleep will do for you. So I didn't, and what's weird is I got up, but you know what I did today, if I'm being honest, and I know you probably don't give a shit, but what are we going to talk about for 2 hours other than this boring stuff, right? Listen, what I did this morning is I created an ad on Facebook, not necessarily for the show, but for the YouTube channel. So we're trying to grow. I feel like if we grow the channel, we will also grow the show. But what I did is I took my Barry on Sports, the funniest 3 minutes in sports that I've been putting out every week, and I chopped it up into a 1-minute clip, and I'm running an ad on Facebook. So we're trying to get people over here to the channel. And by the way, if you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe. Who's fancy? Oh, who's fancy? What? Oh, Daddy got a pop-up graphic. Did you see it? Oh my God, who's fancy? Look at that. Yeah, I'm stepping up my game. It took me for fucking ever to do that and figure this shit out. But I do want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. It's really important that you guys, if you enjoy this show and you watch it every day, but you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, that you actually subscribe to the channel. That is super important. And if you like the video, if you like the show, give it a thumbs up. We got 36 already. Of course, we have 1 thumbs down, but give it a thumbs up if you like the show. And then, of course, leave me a comment, say hello. All of that stuff matters in promoting the show. And most importantly, I would ask you, share it on your social media. If you like the show, go tell your friends about it. Share it with them. Now, things that we have on the show today that we've got to get to. We're going to talk sports, of course. I got a lot of non-sports for you. I have a lot of topics which I think will create a lot of discussion between you and me, which I really like. I like to be interactive with the chat and get your thoughts. So, I think that we've got some good interactive content, but I always start off with show updates and show information. And besides this fancy thing, besides that, I had sound effects, but they didn't match. Can I show you? Let me do the sound. Let me try this sound. Do you guys care if I try this on you live? Check this out. So I made one that was like a sound effects thing, and it didn't really vibe right. So I'm gonna show you what I had for sound effects, and I don't think it matched, if I'm being honest. So you tell me what you think. Now I deleted it at first, and I don't know why I did that. I deleted it at first. But here, let me get in here. What the fuck is going on here? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. This is all not working how I intended it to now. God bless America. You're supposed to create the multi-action. Oh, there they go. All right. So what I originally wanted was some sound because I thought I thought that if I got people's attention with the sound, that they would look at the screen and see the sub, see this. But I thought if I don't have the sound on, because some of you watch, but you really don't watch. You listen, but you don't watch. So you would never see that it says on your screen to subscribe, okay? No, it's not technical issues, Sandoval. It's me trying to do this on the fly, as I often do, which leads to issues, not of the technical variety. Anyways. All right, so let me try this. Let me see if this works now. So I created this, and let's see if it works. Because I have that little Stream Deck board, which you can customize. So watch this. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get rid of that, and then... That's so fucking stupid. That was so fucking stupid. And then I don't know why it plays it again to get rid of it. That's the weird part. Is it didn't need to play it again. You have to, I don't know. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I don't like that. So I'm going to work on the sound. For now, this is what you're getting. You're just getting the silent one. But I made another one. All right. I have another one for you guys. And it's for something very specific. Okay. Now, hold on, let me get over here to my sounds. Let me, nope, there we go. Okay, now, I made this one for this particular person, but to be used going forward. Because today is October 1, and it is Jen's birthday. What? Happy birthday, Jen! Oh, I'm so pumped for you, girl. You don't look a day over 20. I love you to death. Thank you for all the support and help that you give me behind the scenes. Look at that. Isn't that fancy? Look, we had confetti in this bitch. All of that just for you, Jen. I did that just for you. Chat, do me a favor. Wish Jen a happy birthday. Y'all don't know, but Jen has really been trying to help me get some shit done. And really, she has said, listen, I will help you do what you need to do. Just give me stuff. And you know what I haven't done? I haven't really given her stuff yet because I'm fucking lazy. And you ever been so in the weeds that you just don't even know where to start? That's kind of where I am. But I gotta say, Jen has volunteered to help me. And so I have a lot of shit that I'm going to start offloading to her. But that's just the kind of gal she is. But she's awesome. She is a moderator on the Discord, keeping shit in line. She's a no-nonsense woman, but she has a heart of gold. So Jen, all the deckheads, get you a shot. Get you a shot for daddy. And let's toast Jen. Jen, happy birthday to you, sweetie. I hope you have a wonderful day. Cheers. Huh? Oh, he's fancy. Oh my God. Shit. Yeah, I do need to learn to delegate, Deanna. That is very true. That's a huge problem of mine as a business owner in the past. I always feel like, well, if I want it done right, I got to do it. But there are plenty of capable people out there to do shit, like Jen. Jen said, fuck yeah, I'm 44 and I'm fine. Like fine as in okay or fine as in I'm fine. I'm going to say both because I've seen you. But, you know, I don't know. But I do need to delegate more. But Jen, sweetie, I digress. Happy birthday, my love. Thank you for all your support and everything you do behind the scenes. It's very much appreciated. All right. A couple of other the show notes to get to. I do have an XP winner for you. As you guys know, we have a Discord server and people get active on the Discord server and they type on the Discord server and we message and we share and we hang out as deckheads, as a family. And in order to encourage you guys to be active, I didn't create, but I went out and got this thing called XP for Discord. And what it does is it keeps track of your activity. So the more you're active, the more XP you get on the Discord server. And then I decided, you know what? Every month we'll have a winner and I'll give them a prize, so to speak. So this month, your winner on the Discord, here's your top 5. Number 5 was Charles G. Number 4 was KD. Number 3 was Cowboy Fam. Number 2 was Chris Reyes. And number 1 was Robert Likes Beer. So if you notice here, Virginia Buttonweed was our month 1 winner. Chris Reyes was number 2, and Cowboy Fam was number 3. So your 4th winner is Robert Likes Beer. Robert Likes Beer is our winner for September. So Robert, I've got to come up with a prize for you. I don't know what swag you have already or what you don't have, but we'll figure it out, all right? So I will have something for you. If not, I have an idea that I will create for you and have it sent to you, okay? So I don't have it with me, but I'm going to take care of you, buddy. I promise you that. Look, Clarence said, bro, 2,500 messages. Well, here's the thing. Here's the what I've noticed is that Robert and Chris Reyes use this as their personal chat room. Like, instead of having conversations with all of the deckheads, they just talk to each other and they do it on the Discord. And I don't want to discourage it, but does it make it a little weird sometimes? Yeah, it'd be great if their conversations involved everybody. But who am I? I'm not going to knock them. They're busy. They're using it as I wanted it to. Get on there and use it. So I'm happy. I'm happy, and I hope you guys enjoy the Discord. If you don't know what the Discord is, let me just tell you real quick. You can sign up on Patreon. And when you join the Patreon family, you join the Discord family. And it's as little as $2 a month and as much as $10 a month. I will say, tomorrow, I'm going to have some announcements for changes to this that'll be coming in November. Okay, so, but nonetheless, to get on Discord, you can join our Patreon page for the show. Just go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. You sign up. You get access to the Discord server and a lot more stuff. You get swag, you get discounts on new swag when they drop. Like, for example, there might be beanies in the works. I don't know. There's going to be a really limited run plus special. So, yeah, maybe join the Patreon movement, patreon.com/Barry on Deck. All right, another show update. This is more of a selfish update, but I'm super excited about it. I am happy to announce that our longtime sponsor, David 2 with David and Di, it's the restaurants that you hear about, Dan's and Crab Kings and the Boiling Dragon. Their ad campaign was up yesterday. Guys, they renewed for 3 more months. So please, please, please do me a favor. When you hear me talk about these businesses and you have the opportunity to go and buy some food from them, do that. Because, man, it's a big deal. That's our biggest client on this show. And they have been so supportive. They have been so wonderful. And you guys have been wonderful. And that's why they renewed. So I would ask that you keep that going, because that keeps this going. And it's all a big cycle of fun and a little bit of fuckery. But yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks to David too, and Jennifer and everybody over there. And I look forward to telling you guys about Dan's Seafood and Wings and Crab Kings and the Boiling Dragon for 3 more months. And that'll start again on Monday. So we got a break here. No ads today. We'll have Hemp Feeder tomorrow. And then back Monday, we're going to kick it back up again. So I'm excited about that. Now, where did it go? I saw Demetrius post in here. D-Mata, where are you at, D-Mata? D-Mata said, get to yard of the month. I got bad news. We don't have a yard of the month for this September. I fucked up. So in all of the busyness of life, I forgot to really push yard of the month. So nobody submitted. Until yesterday when I tweeted it out and said, if by midnight I can get 3 entries for yard of the month, we will have a yard of the month for September. I got 2. It's not bad, but I didn't get 3. So there is no yard of the month for September. It's on me. I fucked it up. All right, D-Mata? I fucked it up. Guys, gang, ladies, this guy fucked it up. This is why I need Jen to be like, okay, here's what you need to talk about this week. Here's what you got to plug on social media. I need like an admin assistant just to be like, here's your schedule for today, Mr. Laminack. Here's your meetings for today. I'm telling you, I'm such a fucking scatterbrained idiot that I fucked it up. So I don't know what to tell you. Donna, thank you for popping the super chat cherry today. Donna, you're such a sweetie. Donna, I love Donna because Donna's like, I know Donna has my back. I know, like, Donna's been a day one since the day I was on. In fact, when I was doing the Rock the Mic contest, I think Donna was in the building, if I'm not mistaken. And that's when I first met her. But Donna has literally been a day one with me. Since the opening day of Houston game day, Donna was there. So I know Donna is as mean as she can be to me sometimes, always has my back. But Donna keeps it real with me. She don't fuck around. If she don't like something, she's going to tell me. And I respect the shit out of that. I really do. And there are a few people that could be that honest with me, and I would be like, you know what, I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. Because I know Donna, I trust Donna, and I know Donna has my best interest at heart. Some of y'all are just fucking mean to be mean, and you could not give a fuck less about me, I'm sure. But Donna, on the other hand, I get. So yeah, I fucked it up, Donna. All right? At least I remembered to turn the walls peak for October. Come on, man. So D-Mata said, just add the losers from last month to make 3. No, that's not how this works, D-Mata. Let me tell you why, because a lot of people would suggest that, right? A lot of people will be like, Barry, just use the yards and all the pictures that were submitted for August. Well, guess what happens to grass? It dies. It gets weeds. It goes bad. So how do I know that you guys that submitted in August didn't let your yard go to shit in September? It has to be a current picture. It has to be updated. So or at least has to be a new picture, which is going to make it weird in December and January because it ain't exactly green. So no, I can't just go back and use August or July because, you know, you had the heat of August. You had the heat of September. You couldn't get waterlogged. I got weeds all in my goddamn yard right now. I am definitely not winning yard of the month. My yard looks like shit right now. So no, that's right. Shock. It's about integrity for yard of the month. If we don't have integrity for the Barry on Deck yard of the month, what do we have? There was lawlessness on the interwebs if we don't have integrity. So absolutely not. I shan't do it. I don't know why I turned into a knight right there. I shan't do it. Ooh, underrated mess. Yes, homie, psh, high five. Dude, that is an amazing idea. Can somebody write that down? I'll write it down. But I never use this pad. You know, here's a little inside baseball. Is you guys give me all these ideas and say really cool things during the show, and I'm like, oh, I gotta write that down. Decoration contest for yard of the month. I write it down and I put it on this, and then I never fucking go to that. But I write it down. I write it down, but then I look. Oh, that's what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Yeah, I don't even know what I did with the ones I had. Like, it's sad. It's so sad. So we don't have a yard of the month. I fucked that up. I'm sorry. Okay, people, don't hate me. But we will. I love the idea of November and December doing Christmas decorations. I love that idea. I love it. And if you have a porch, if you live in an apartment, but you want to decorate your porch, you're in. You know, you're in. We're going to I'm going to pick the top 3 and then the people vote. And we can do that in November and we can do that in December. And, you know, some of you keep your shit up through January, but we're not doing that. Take your shit down. It looks disgusting. It's January. All right, let's get to some sports. We have to talk sports headlines. That's not what I wanted. Let's talk some sports headlines. Here are your sports headlines from last night and today. The Steelers-Titans game will not be played this week. It is postponed, and I didn't see a date. Excuse me, that gin shot got me a little burpy here. I haven't seen a date yet, but it will be postponed. It is not canceled, but it is postponed. The Rock tweeted out that the XFL plans to return in 2022. I think some of that is planning and funding, and I think some of that is trying to get through COVID and making sure that they get through COVID, because let's be real, the reason the XFL doesn't exist right now is COVID. It fucked it all up for us. So they're like, let's get through COVID and then we can bring it back. So that makes sense. Victor Oladipo is denying the trade rumors that I actually mentioned yesterday on the show in the headlines that have been swirling now for days. But he says, no, that's not true, man. I'm just in the background. I'm an Indiana Pacer. I want to be a Pacer. I'm here. I'm trying to get better. I can't control the rumor mill. That's not on me. Ty Lue is the early favorite to become the Clippers head coach. I don't know how you guys feel about that. So many people love Ty Lue. So many people. I'm just not a Ty Lue believer. Call me crazy. And maybe I'm in the minority on this, but if you've watched the show at all, you know I don't believe in Ty Lue as a head coach. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like, man, if you're the Clippers, that's the best you can do. You've got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, 2 6th men of the year, a defensive, specialist, plus just an asshole in Pat Beverly who gives the people the business. And you've got this wonderful team that you've put together. And the best, you're going to go from Doc Rivers to Ty Lue? Now, the other headline that you need to look at here, which may be interesting, is Doc Rivers is now supplanting Mike D'Antoni as the Sixers coaching option. As soon as Doc Rivers became available, he became the best coach on the market. Period. There's no doubt. And y'all know my love for Mike D'Antoni. Doc Rivers is a better coach than Mike D'Antoni simply because he has a championship under his belt. He's been there, done that. And that's the difference to me. I think Mike D'Antoni's a better offensive mind. I think there are a few coaches in this league right now that are better offensive minds than Mike D'Antoni. But head coaches, I would give the edge to Doc Rivers for sure. And if you're Philly, that makes sense because you don't have to revamp the entire roster when you bring in Mike D'Antoni. If you bring in Mike D'Antoni, something's got to give. You're probably going to get rid of Joel Embiid. You're probably going to get rid of Ben Simmons because they don't fit the mold of a Mike D'Antoni offense. So now you're starting over. Now you've got star power. You could probably go out and get a James Harden, a Oladipo, or whatever it is you want to do. But that just doesn't make sense if that's not the direction you want to go. If you're thinking, you know what, maybe we don't keep Ben and Joel Embiid both, but we'll get rid of one of them. We'll get either younger, we'll get draft picks, we'll get shooters. Maybe D'Antoni wants to run the high pick and roll. Joel Embiid can shoot the three now. He can knock down the three. There's no doubt about that. Maybe he's not as athletic as, say, Amari Stoudemire, but you put the right point guard with Joel Embiid and you let them run, and he can knock down some outside shots. So it's not insane, but it makes a lot more sense to have Doc Rivers as the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers than it would Mike D'Antoni as constructed. That's the caveat, as constructed. So if I'm Philly, I'm pumped that Doc Rivers is available, and I'm making that my option. The one thing you're not hearing is a lot of chatter about what Houston's doing, right? You're hearing Ty Lue and Sam Cassell for the Clippers, and Ty Lue's the front runner. Now you're hearing Doc Rivers and Mike D'Antoni for the 76ers gig, and whoever's the loser there probably either goes to OKC or New Orleans, right? Unless D'Antoni goes to the Clippers, which I don't know if that's necessarily a fit, but I think D'Antoni's more of a fit as the Clippers coach than he is as the Sixers coach, as constructed. So I don't know what you do, but all of these guys are going to have jobs somewhere, but it's going to be interesting where if you're a guy like Mike D'Antoni, if you're a guy like Doc Rivers, is the OKC job or the New Orleans Pelicans job appealing? No. Because you're basically saying, all right, this is a 3 to 4 to 5 year window to be championship ready. And they don't have that time. Mike D'Antoni's old, man. Shock said Embiid also loves to play defense. Give us Doc. Does he? Well, there you go. Bro. I'm in the city of Houston. Most of you, I would be interested how many of you are not in the city of Houston. I know Chris Reyes is not. But I'm curious if anybody in the chat isn't in the city of Houston. Because yeah, we're gonna talk Houston sports on this show until we become a more diverse audience. Houston sports will get a little more love. Now, like I said, I'm running an ad on Facebook. Maybe we grow nationally. Maybe we start to grow and get more out-of-towners. But right now, it's predominantly Houston. So, Rico! Nope, I am in Denver. Okay, NASCAR Johnny, not in Houston. But who's your favorite basketball team, NASCAR Johnny? And Eric Resendez, I'm going to need you to chill the fuck out. Beaumont is Houston. I'm sorry. Port Arthur is Houston. You guys don't, y'all are, I'm sorry. I know you don't want that. You want your own identity. No. It's like being like, no, I'm not in Houston. I'm in Katy. Get the fuck out of here. You're in Houston. So I know Beaumont and Katy are further, Beaumont's further from Houston than Katy is. Doesn't matter. Sorry. UGK is considered a Houston rap group. I know. What? No, UGK is Port Arthur. Well, Port Arthur's Houston, so suck it. We annexed you, and for all intents and purposes. Now I'm Joel. TJ McLaughlin said Beaumont is Houston's drunk cousin. See, I like that. Eric said I'm not a Rockets fan, though. It doesn't matter, Eric. That's not the point. The point is, we're in the Houston market. Most of the people in the chat are the Houston market. So Houston sports are going to get a little more mention. But my God, in that discussion, I mentioned Philly. We talked about the Clippers. I'm going to, man, every day, you sons of bitches can really get under a person's skin. Really. I think you know what I mean when I say we're in the Houston market. Yes, Clarence, that's exactly what the fuck I am saying. Fort Worth is Dallas, bro. Fort Worth is Dallas. I'm sorry if you don't feel that way, but that is a fact. That's a fact. It's like, I'm in Spring. But if you tell people what side of town do you live on? Woodlands. Because it's Woodlands, Katy, like Pearland? Like if you're talking about the suburbs, now you're not going to be like, you mentioned the South. You mentioned one location. No one says Dallas, Fort Worth. If I'm going to Fort Worth, I just say I'm going up to the Dallas area. That's just how it goes. I'm sorry, Fort Worth, but be better than Dallas and you'll get mentioned more. I'm sorry, Beaumont, be better than Houston and you'll get mentioned more. And that's what you get for making me angry in the chat, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm in Spring. Do I mention Spring? No, because Spring needs to be better and we would get mentioned more. We say the Woodlands. Because we're not as good as the Woodlands. Fort Worth, not as good as Dallas. You think if I'm going to Plano, I'm saying I'm going to Plano? Fuck no, I'm going up to the Dallas area. The Dallas area. I'm going to the Woodlands area, the Houston area, which is Beaumont, Conroe, Katy, Galveston. It's all fucking Houston, bro. It's all Houston. I know you don't like that, but that's the fucking reality of it. If you tell someone that lives in fucking, I don't know. If you tell someone that lives in Sacramento, California, if they go, where are you from? You go, Beaumont. They're like, where the fuck is that? You don't say, you're like, Houston area. Oh, really? What part? I mean, it's really about an hour and a half out. It's called Beaumont. It's a town, nice little town outside of Houston about, it's a nice little drive. No one's saying Beaumont if you're talking to someone in Scranton, Pennsylvania about where you're from. I'm from Beaumont. Where's that? Don't worry about it. It's Houston. Oh, I know that. Yeah, you do. Exactly. I don't even know what kind of hate is going on in the chat right now. Don't give a shit. I was born in Houston, but I live in Spring, Texas. When people ask me where I live, do I say, oh, I live in Spring, Texas? No, because no one knows where the fuck that is. I say Houston. And I don't get butthurt about it. And if I lived in the Woodlands because it's exclusive, I'm in the... Don't you dare call me Spring. Don't you dare say Houston. I'm in Kingwood. No one gives a fuck you're in Kingwood. It's all Houston, okay? I am not the Scranton Strangler, White Magic. I have a weak grip. I couldn't be any city's strangler, all right? Look, my forearms, not that big. You see that? That's not strangler forearm strength. In order to be a strangler, you have to have a grip, man. I don't have that. I don't have good forearm muscles. So no, I am not the Scranton Strangler. Yes, Deanna, I know. Let's keep bringing that up. Let's pick that scab. Let's make it worse. Thanks so much. You know, you start a show in a good mood. And then people want to... No, we don't claim Viter, Aaron. I'm sorry. We don't... No, now, look, everyone knows Viter's its own. That's... No. You know, if Beaumont is Houston's drunk cousin, Viter is Houston's racist uncle. We don't even acknowledge that guy. We're just like, nope. I mean, he's my aunt's husband. Well, that's your uncle. No, that's... Nope. No. And if you're in Viter and you got upset, chill the fuck out, okay? Oh my God. This is the kind of pettiness, this right here. This, I'm not even going to read it. You're just gonna have to look at your fucking screen. This is the kind of pettiness that makes me insane. Because I would love to hear, I might have talked about Muay Thai when it's relevant to discuss Muay Thai. But let's be real, White Magic. Any chance you have to tell someone how good of a hoops player you are, you do it, bro. Anytime, hey, what's up? I'm White Magic. I can beat you at hoops. Yeah. So, you know, I may have mentioned it in a conversation about fighting, but you'll bring up fucking hoops for no goddamn reason, bro. So why don't you chill the fuck out too? Anybody else want to talk shit in the chat? 'Cause let's go. I'm in the fucking mood, all right? I'm in a goddamn mood now. You guys have put me in a bad fucking mood because guys like White Magic want to get on the chat and talk shit. White Magic, nobody's Googling you because no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about your broke ass. People that bet you were like, White Magic and who? Because he don't look like it. No one's Googling you, bro. No one's Googling you with that whack-ass jump shot and that shitty layup technique you got. No one wants to see that shit, man. Nobody. All right. White Magic is white, D-Mata. As much as he doesn't want you to think he is, he's 100% white. That picture, he was the one on the right. Yeah, he was the doughy-looking white boy on the right. That was White Magic. That was White Magic. Man. Yeah, this is what White Magic is famous for. This is what White Magic is famous for. Taking shots at AJ and me. He has built a reputation, and I mean loosely, like 25 people. Man. Okay, let's get to some more sports before I just lose my shit and roast White Magic for a whole fucking hour. Astros are moving on. They beat the Twins. They sweep the Twins 2-0. It wasn't even close. I mean, look, this game was a little nerve-wracking. Most of it occurred during the show, actually, but Astros get it done. The Twins muster 3 hits against Urquidy and Christian Javier and Ryan Presley and that Astros bullpen. So right now you're getting some good, solid pitching, but I don't know how much of this is good pitching or how much of this is actually just the Twins are bad right now. I mean, what are they, 18 straight losses in the playoffs now? We move on, right? We move on as a city. We're on to the next round. As Astros fans, you have to be excited. And listen, here's your champ. Here's your guy, Carlos Correa, talking shit to the rest of the baseball world. Check this out.
I know a lot of people are mad. I know a lot of people don't want to see us here. But what are they going to say now? You know, we're a solid team. We play great baseball. We won a series on the road in Minnesota. So what are they going to say now?
Well, I mean, it's Minnesota. It's not like you didn't beat the Yankees. You didn't beat the Dodgers. You beat the Twins. And I know that the Twins were a good baseball team this year. But the Twins are the Rockets of baseball in the playoffs. The Twins are the Dallas Cowboys of baseball in the playoffs. They've lost 18 straight games. I think I saw something going back to 2004 is the last time the Twins won a playoff game. So what you did is commendable, Carlos Correa. And I don't know if you saw the other comment that he had on the postgame show, but someone on postgame even asked him, they were like, hey, he goes, well, you guys talked mostly about our cheating scandal during the broadcast, so we felt really disrespected. Why the fuck are you listening to the broadcast, bro? Just play the game. Don't worry about what them cats say. But good for the Astros. They move on. And we'll see who they play next. And that's going to be the real test. The wild card round against the Twins team. Now, they did it on the road. No fans. But they went on. They traveled and went and beat the Twins. And look, you look at the baseball season in a under a microscope of the way that they played. This was a bad road team in the Astros. They did not play good, even though there's no fans. They did not go on the road and play well. And the Twins played really well at home. So it's a big deal, but there are bigger deals to be made. And that, I think, the next round will be a better test for the Houston Astros. NBA Finals were last night. Duh. It wasn't close, though. If you watch this after the first quarter, you kind of got the sense that this game was going to get out of hand. Lakers beat the Heat 116-98. It really wasn't close. After the Heat went on an initial 13-0 run in the first quarter, ended up being up by 13. I think it was 23-10 at one point. LeBron and AD and the Lakers decided that they'd had enough of that shit. And they moved on. And they went on a tear for the rest of the first half. The big difference to me was, obviously AD's play. AD took over, but also don't forget now, the Heat had to deal with some injuries. Goran Dragic, I still can't say that guy's fucking name. Just kills me. But Dragic went out in the second quarter with a foot injury. Bam Adebayo had a shoulder injury in the third. Jimmy Butler playing most of the game with a bum ankle. That wasn't good. And that's not a good sign going forward. So remember, we talked a little bit about this earlier in the week before the series started. I told you, look, I could see the Lakers sweeping this series. I picked Lakers in 5, but I could just as easily see a sweep as I could see the Heat winning in 7. It's this weird dynamic that it all depends on what the Heat do. We know what the Lakers are going to be. AD's going to show up 2 out of 3 games. LeBron's going to be LeBron no matter what. Led the team in rebounding. Defensively, he was outstanding. But then you don't know what you're going to get from the rest of the Heat. Does Hero show up? Does Goran Dragic show up? Does Adebayo show up? Is Jimmy Butler going to disappear for a game every once in a while like he's prone to do? Or do they all get their shit together? Hero goes off for 30 and the Lakers are like, what just happened? But I think what you saw last night was as much to do with injuries and effort as it was just the Lakers outplaying the Heat. The Lakers, listen, AD played his ass off, but he again is prone to bad games. So this series isn't over. I picked the Lakers in 5. I think the Heat can win a game. They're outmatched. They're outclassed. If you just watch last night's game, don't expect much. And this could be an ugly series, really. But I think Eric Spoelstra and that Miami Heat team have too much pride to allow another game like that to happen. But if AD and LeBron James decide that they want to dominate this series, there's nothing and nobody. And I think that's the more important thing. There's nothing and nobody on the Miami Heat squad that's going to be able to stop them. Yeah, now Dragic is out. He's done. It was actually he tore his plantar fascia in his foot. He's done. Jimmy Butler has got to be the superstar that the Heat need him to be. That just has to happen. When you look at the results, I mean, he had 23 points, but getting 23 points is great in a regular season game. This is the playoffs. You're supposed to be a superstar. You've got to carry this team. You've got to be going off for 40 in a game. And I get it. That's easier said than done. But if you want to win an NBA title and you're Jimmy Butler, that is what has to happen. You have to go for 40. You have to be putting up 10 a quarter, playing defense, being a leader, and showing your team that this Lakers squad is not unbeatable. Because right now they look like it. Right now they absolutely look like it. And this could be an ugly short series. And so Brandon Martinez says the NBA won't let the Lakers lose. I don't subscribe to that theory. I don't think that the NBA or the NFL or Major League Baseball ever really pushes for one team. You got to remember, you say the NBA won't let the Lakers lose this year, but you realize that only the NBA and ownership, there's only one person that represents that team. You think the Clippers give a fuck if the Lakers win? Do you think that the Sacramento Kings or the Houston Rockets want to see the Lakers win a championship? They want to see fair basketball. So I don't subscribe to that. I don't think that the NBA, are you talking about Adam Silver sitting around pushing that LeBron James wins to his referees? I don't believe that. I don't think that. I think if you think that, you also, wear a tinfoil hat and you're worried about government conspiracies that don't exist. Do I think that there are some referees that have it in for certain teams? Yes. But does the NBA push that theory? I don't believe that. Because the NBA is the team owners. It's the ownership. It's Tillman Fertitta. You think Fertitta's like, yeah, the Lakers need to win this. Fuck no. He's just as competitive as anybody else. And he's not going to hand anyone a championship. So no, I believe not at all that that's the case. You probably believe mail-in balloting doesn't work. Just like, Matt Poche, conspiracies are not real. That's why they're called conspiracies. No, I don't. I mean, would it be great? Yes, it would be great. But I don't think that Adam Silver and all of the other owners are in a room going, okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's put an implant in Goran Dragic's ankle, and we're going to bust up his plantar fascia, and then let's hurt the shoulder of Bam Adebayo. And then let's make the hoop bigger on one end, but then when they switch, we'll switch the hoops. That's not happening. That's not happening. I know you guys want to believe that because you hate the Lakers, but sports organizations, if that were the case, the Yankees would win a World Series every single year. It would be the Yankees, the Red Sox, or the Cubs every single year winning the World Series. The Lakers and the Knicks wouldn't. If the NBA gave a fuck and tried to rig it, do you really think the Knicks would suck as bad as they suck? Fuck no. The Cowboys would be winning every Super Bowl. It just doesn't happen. The Lakers are going to win because they're the better team. The Lakers are going to win because they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That's why the Lakers are going to win, not because the league wants them to. So, all right. Time is 2:46. We're good. Let's get a little more sports in. I have some NBA or some UFC stuff that maybe we'll get to. And no, White Magic, don't worry. I'm not going to talk about my training in Muay Thai. Although I'm sure you wanted at some point in the chat to tell us what a great hooper you are. This story popped up at the last second, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm not fully versed on it. But as I was winding down my show prep at 1:58, Cowboy Trav, we're not doing at the Red House. It's not happening. As I was winding it down, I saw this story, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I think it can. I don't know if you saw this, But Landon Donovan, who is the head coach of the San Diego Loyal, they had a game last night. Let me pull up this article because I don't want to misconstrue or give out the wrong information. During the game, Landon Donovan, BZH 420, it's soccer talk. Can you believe it? But during the game, and according to reports, the Phoenix Rising FC player Junior Flemings called Colin Martin, who is an openly gay San Diego player, but he called him a slur. He called him a baddie boy, which is widely used in Jamaican slang as a slur against gay men, which caused Landon Donovan to run on the field, which caused him to get a red card right before the half. Then Donovan gets into an argument with the referee and the coach of the San Diego FC, or Phoenix Rising FC, which is a stupid ass name for any sports team. Phoenix Rising FC. Just call them the Phoenix Rising. You don't need to say FC. We know what the fuck they're playing. Yeah, they're a soccer team. A football club. Whatever. Drop the FC. It's weird. It's fucking weird. No one's like, oh, that's the fucking Houston Texans FC. That's the Houston Astros BC. Chill out, soccer. We get it. You want to be different. I digress. So Landon Donovan runs on the field. He gets a red card. He yells at the ref. He says there's no place in this game for this. The Phoenix Rising FC coach comes over and says, what are you talking about? It's just soccer. He says, listen, man, we have to be better. At one point he said, we need to get this out of our game, is what he told Shantz, who's the coach of the Phoenix Rising FC, and the referees. But he said, we need to get this out of the game. You could hear him on the video, on the live broadcast say, we have got to get this out of the game. We need to get this out of the game. It's homophobia. So then they rescind the red card. They take it back. They say, we didn't know why you ran on the field. No big deal. Well, the Junior Flemings is not kicked out of the game. He is allowed to come back on the field. So this was the beginning. I have video for you. This was the beginning of the second half of that game.
Full strength.
And that shows you having Andrew on the sidelines. He sets the tone for this team. It trickles down from the leadership, and to respond.
And this, all right, folks. San Diego was walking off the field. So Landon was shown red, and San Diego was walking off the field. I thought they had sorted it out. They had let Martin back onto the pitch, rescinded the red, but obviously San Diego feels that what happened was unacceptable, and they do not take the language barrier as being it. So I will tell you now what happened. So Colin Martin, who is an openly gay player, was called a homophobic slur, and San Diego's walking off the field.
I'm going to get emotional about this because I've been privy to a lot of conversations over this last week. And this is a group of guys that will support each other to the end. And having a homophobic slur thrown at one of their players, especially so closely and on the heels, cultural barrier or not, it is not okay. Ever. And this speaks volumes to what the culture of this club is. They will act. They will say it is not okay. And the fact that they just walked off with a 3-1 lead speaks to what has been built from Vasiliotis all the way down to Landon. And I couldn't be more proud of those guys and this organization.
Pretty deep. I mean, that's a team who, wins and losses matter. Those are professional soccer players. They get paid to go out and win soccer games. And rather than a 3-1 lead, and they said, you know what? That's not as important to us as our teammate is. And the respect that you need to show our teammate, and the fact that throwing out homophobic slurs is not okay. Because look, if a white player throws out the N-word, all hell breaks loose. But are we supposed to be okay with a homophobic slur? No. Anything like that is going to be offensive. And anything like that needs to be addressed. And if the referees don't do it, Landon Donovan and his team decided that they would take matters into their own hands. So with a 3-1 lead in a professional soccer game, These guys said there's something more important. They took a knee. They showed solidarity. They walked off as a team in support of their teammate. And that's a beautiful thing, man. That is a powerful, powerful statement. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Landon Donovan and that team and those players. Brandon said, see, nobody watches soccer. There wasn't even anybody in the stands. No, ma'am. The slur was a player. I don't know if Flemings is a Jamaican, but it says, according to the report, Phoenix Rising's FC player Junior Flemings called Colin Martin a baddie boy, which is widely used in Jamaican slang as a slur against gay men. So it's like calling him the F word for gays. Afterwards, they said that following the game, Donovan said that he was proud of his team. And this is a quote from Landon Donovan himself. It says, we went through a really hard incident last week in LA match, and we made a vow to ourselves, to our community, to our players, to the club, to USL, that we would not stand for bigotry or homophobic slurs, things that don't belong in our game. And this is, of course, the incident refers to Donovan and his team in San Diego being the target of racial slurs last week. So I don't know if it was somebody on the field or the pitch, I should say, or somebody in the stands or whatever, but apparently teammates last week were called racial slurs. This week they were called homophobic slurs. And Landon Donovan basically said, enough is a fucking enough. And he walked his team off the field, and I'm here for it. And I respect it. Good for him. Good for him for having his team's back, and good for his team for having each other's back. They walked off the field with a 3-1 lead. They forfeited the game. That's an L. They lost by winning 3-1. Now, in his defense, Fleming came forward and issued a statement on his Twitter. He said, at no point did I say a homophobic slur towards Colin Martin. I do not know Colin personally, but I respect all of my opponents equally. I am disappointed by San Diego's actions this evening as I have been mauled and ridiculed online with no opportunity to defend myself. I stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ plus movement. Listen, while I appreciate Fleming coming forward and making a statement, you really think that an entire soccer team is going to walk off the field if nothing was said? If they just made that up? Nice try, buddy. Nice try. But an entire team of grown-ass men playing soccer is not walking off that pitch. And yeah, that's a great point, Clarence. That's PR talk. That is 100% PR talk. So, all right. That's all the sports I got for you. We didn't get to all my videos. Maybe we'll do a little more like, you know what? Let's just do one more. There's no rules. We can go to break a little bit late because the break's probably not going to be a full 5 minutes, but I really wanted to get to this video of Mike Leach and the Mississippi State bandwagon because I am a huge Mike Leach fan, not because he's a great football coach, but because he is a funny fucking human being. So after they beat Alabama in a great comeback, this is a video that Mike Leach and Mississippi State made. Check this out.
Looking for a bandwagon? Hop on.
I am here for every fucking bit of that. Oh my God, that is the best shit ever. Is it not? Oh, that's the best shit ever. All right, we're going to get to a break. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Please give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show so far, unless you're White Magic, because I know he's not. Asshole. Listen, we're back in like 4 minutes. All right, we're going to take a break. Somebody sent me this video of this drunk guy trying to put a shoe on. And it's fucking hilarious. So that's going to lead the video. And then there's going to be the normal back in a few minutes, which, by the way, I am working on. I'm going to get with somebody and have a better video montage created for the breaks than just the stagnant screen. Maybe it'll be a way where I can drop in segments or stuff like that. I don't know. Anyways, we'll be back in about 4 minutes. This is Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. You've made it. We've done it. This is it. We got through the boring old sports. I saw like the Reverend Chris Household be like, no more sports. Well, it's a sports and entertainment show, and there was a lot to get to. So we had to get some sports in, but the rest of the hour, no sports. Unless we talk water sports, but that's a whole different, listen, no, we're not going to do that either. Now, I do want to say one more time, happy birthday to Jen! Let's do another shot, YouTube. Let's do another shot, Deckhead family, for Jen. All right, everybody get out your shot glass. Fill it up with your favorite. I know Reverend is doing Mike's Hard Lemonade. I love you, Jen. Thank you so much for what you do. Happy birthday, my sweets. I hope it's wonderful to you and to everybody. Oh, that would burn. Oh, God. That one went down wrong. That one was weird. Oh, yeah. Shit. That was weird. Okay. I got to get... Okay. So much non-sports. Look at all the non-sports that we have to talk about. I don't want to start it off with something depressing. Let's. Justice said White Magic shooting White Claw. Ooh, well, you can have that shit. Ugh. I feel like Barry says that about every shot. Not necessarily, Scott. Just a lot of them. But I mean, I will say that this shit is smooth, though. Compared to shooting like the proper number 12, which I just unplugged my headphone, which, listen, I don't really need these, but in order to hear the videos, I need them. I didn't just finish on the camera. All right, let's get back on track. Can we please focus, chat? Can we focus a little bit? Who out there, show of hands, in the chat is a Borat fan? Borat. Who is a Borat fan? Put your hands up in the chat if you, I love some Borat. I watched the first movie, and outside of the scene where they were naked and disgusting, my bad. I love Borat. It's funny. Sacha Baron Cohen is a funny dude. Well, there's a new Borat movie. There's a new one. I don't know why I just said it like W. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. A lot of Borat fans. Yes. Okay. Now, I have the trailer. I downloaded it. I have not watched it yet. I mean, I watched like the first 5 seconds as I downloaded it from YouTube. So a couple of things here. Couple of disclosure things here. One, I don't know if this is going to get me kicked off of YouTube for running the Borat trailer. It's very possible that somebody somewhere is like, nope, that's ours. Fuck this guy. And then the show gets kicked off the air. And if that happens, meet me on Twitch for the rest of the day. Fuck it, right? Okay? So if it happens, if I'm kicked off, if somehow this show goes off the air in the middle of watching the Borat trailer, everybody just go to twitch.tv/Barry is funny. That's it. Just Twitch TV/Barry is funny. And it's that simple. Now, I still love YouTube, so you guys should still subscribe to the channel. Who's fancy? This guy. All right? So subscribe to the channel. It's whatever. All right, let's get to this fucking Borat trailer. We're going to watch this together for the first time. I have not seen any of this. All right? Nothing. So some of you may have actually seen this. I have not seen this yet. Here we go. I don't even know how long it is. Let's go. Really? Oh, maybe that was what was upcoming. I don't know. Was it funny? It looked like it had its moments. What would you give it, chat? I think watching that on a scale of 10, with the first Borat movie being like a 7.5, maybe not an 8, maybe not a 7. I'd probably give that a 6. I mean, it looked like it had funny moments, but it wasn't like, you could I feel like some of it, like when they were at the cabin, right? When they were at the log cabin with the two redneck guys, and they were like, what is worse, the corona or the Democrats? And they were like, oh, Democrats. It's like, how did those guys, the camera's obviously there. They're obviously, excuse me, goddamn that shot, Jen. Jen, your birthday's killing me. Birthday what? Bam! It looks like confetti comes on my face every time I do that. I give it a 6.5. Now look, okay, here we go, chat. It's a nice out of good. That's fucking weird. All right, so Scott Hansa says, I'm in on that. BCH420 says, I feel dumber for watching it. He gave it a 2. Matt Poche says, I'll watch it. It's a nice, okay, Jesus Perez gave it a 5. Christopher Mina gave it a 1.5. You're a fucking hater, bro. No, it wasn't that bad. Come on. He literally is at a Mike Pence rally, called him Mike Penis. Mike Penis, I have the girl. That was pretty fucking funny. Justin Bertrand said, I'll watch it. What else are we going to do? I mean, okay, but Justin, here's the thing. Are you going to watch it like when it's free on HBO? Or are you going to go to a movie theater and pay for it? Is it released in theaters? I don't even know. Borat 2. Very nice. I like. I don't even know where it's going to be. I don't even see it. Let's see. Kyle Wood said it's an easy 9. He's going to troll the shit out of Trump, folks. That was part of the viral marketing campaign. Now, if you missed it, that is true. There was a, I don't even know what the rally was. There was some sort of rally that he showed up to, and people were pissed because he came out and he started singing, and he had them singing along like to racist stuff, and they were mad, and they chased him off the property, and, you know, because that's what racists are really big on property. Get off my property! That's how they do. So, yeah, that is true, Kyle. There is going to be that moment that went viral on the internet that we will get to see why it went viral. Jen loved it, apparently. But also because it's her birthday, bitches! Bam! Confetti on my face. Donna gave it a 4. I'm kind of not surprised Donna doesn't like Borat. Donna, let's be real. That's not your kind of humor, is it? I don't believe that. I was not a fan of the first one either. Well, okay. So it's only on Prime? That seems very limited. That seems very limited. 713 Hooligan said, I'll give it a, I already have Amazon, so I'll watch it. So you're not like, how many of you would go to a theater and pay money to see this? Based on the trailer. Eric Resendez gave it a 5. Christopher Mina says, it's not my kind of humor. Smoke some weed and now, listen, this is, Chuck and Taco said, smoke some weed and watch it. Might make it better. Now you're on to something. Matt O'Shea said his song Throw the Jew Down the Well is pretty funny. Also kind of racist. Yeah, that seems very inappropriate. Very racist. Charles Garza would not pay money in a theater, and it can't be worse than The Tiger King. The Tiger King was fucking amazing, Joel. What are you talking about? The Tiger King was fucking epic. Don't you disparage the good name of the Tiger King. Robert Likes Beer gave it a 10. I would go. The Reverend gave it a 7. Brandon Martinez said I would not go to theaters and watch it since it's Prime. I'll check it out if nothing else to watch. Okay. I'm not a big movie goer anyways. Nora and I have let's see, Nora and I have been married for, July was 16 years. Don't get me lying. But I do know that we have been together since 1998. That's when we started dating and moved in together. Sinner. So I've been with Nora since August 13, 1998. That was our first date. And we have never been apart since then, except for when I traveled and stuff. But so what is that? That's 22 years? That's a long time. 22 years. I would say Nora and I have gone to a movie theater to watch a movie together 2 times. Once every 11 years. So the last movie I went and saw at the theater, I want to say was Marvel. What was the last Marvel movie Endgame or whatever where fucking Thanos snapped? I don't know. You fucking dorks will know what it is right away. You'd be like, oh no, that was my, don't you. I don't know what the fuck it was called. I went and watched it with a comic while I was on the road. So I don't go to the movies a lot. So I'm not going to be the guy that's like, oh my God, I give this movie a 6. I got to get to the theater. But if it was on Netflix or Prime or something like that, I would watch it. I would check it out, I guess. Nora's not watching that. Are you kidding me? Nora would see the first 5 seconds of that trailer and be like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not watching that. So there's no chance. Yes, Endgame. Thank you, Reverend and PK. It was the Marvel Endgame. That was the last movie I saw in the theater. I just don't go to movies. Am I the weird one because I don't go to movies? I just feel like it's expensive. The theater experience is overrated. God damn, Jen, your shot is killing me, but happy birthday. The concessions, the prices, like it's just, I don't know, man. Do you guys enjoy going to the movies? I'm curious. How many of you would rather watch a movie in a movie theater than watch it at home? I'm curious. So KD says, I missed the experience. Oh, Rach, you hurt me right in my feels. Rach says, slapstick comedy, AKA not funny. I mean, I kind of like slapstick. I'm not going to lie. Rach, were you not, I don't know how old Rachel is. She can't be that old. She looks like she's 20. Rach is the kind of female that will look like she's 20 until she's 70. And then when 70 hits, she'll look like she's 110. I'm sorry, Rach. That's... But until 70, you got it made. And then 70, it's going to be like, oh, God damn, what happened to Meemaw? Whoa, shit, she fell off a cliff. I digress. I grew up watching Carol Burnett's show with Tim Conway and Harvey Korman. And that was slapstick at its best, right? What was it? Jack Tripper on Three's Company? Oh, mwah! That I loved that kind of stuff. It was so funny to me. Mel Brooks, with all his movies, Spaceballs and History of the World, those were all slapstick comedies. I loved that. Monty Python. So I guess Rach isn't a fan. But me? Boy, I love that shit. Donna, I am not. Now, look, Donna says Carol Burnett does not even compare to Borat. I'm not the one saying that it does. What I'm saying is slapstick comedy appeals to me. Because now, look, if I would give Carol Burnett, specifically when Harvey Korman and Tim Conway would get together and do a sketch, I'd give that a 9 out of 10. I gave Borat a 6. So I'm not comparing the two, I promise you that. It's not even close, but you're saying it's slapstick, and Carol Burnett was slapstick comedy. So don't at me, hoes. Don't at me. But if you're going to say you don't like slapstick comedy, oh shit, I almost knocked my shot glass off, then you can't sit here and tell me that you loved Carol Burnett. It was slapstick. So, I can't keep up with the chat. All right, so that was your Borat trailer. Let's get to something a little sadder. I'm for the sadness. Let's get to some sadness. I don't know if you saw this or not, but there was a moment shared by Chrissy Teigen and John Legend on their Twitter where they lost their child at the hospital. And it's pretty sad, pretty tragic. And I'm going to read you what Twitter says about it. It says in a heartfelt social media post, the one you're seeing on your screen right now, Chrissy Teigen announced that she and her husband, John Legend, had lost their baby boy, who they had named Jack. Quote, "To our Jack," she wrote, quote, "I'm so sorry that the first few moments of your life were met with so many complications that we couldn't give you the home you needed to survive. We will always love you. End quote. It says Tegan, who was about halfway through her third pregnancy, made her way to the hospital last week after experiencing continual bleeding. It's sad. I mean, that is tragic. And I don't have kids. I don't know what it's like to have a kid. I don't know what it's like to lose a kid. I know what it's like to I know what it's like to be with a family member who has lost a kid. I can say that. I've lost a nephew who was very, very young. Very young. And it's sad. And there is nothing more devastating than the loss of a child, than the loss of a loved one. But I think the question becomes, what is fit for social media and what isn't? And should they have shared this or should they have kept it private? Because on the screen, on Twitter, you had two different kinds of people. You had some people whose heart broke for Chrissy Teigen and John Legend and felt their pain and sympathized and empathized with them. And then there are other people whom I was tagged on one of the posts, and if I could find it, I'm happy to tell you who it was that tweeted this shit out. Where is it? It was, because Brian Lamb tagged me on the tweet, and I don't see it now. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Hold on. Because I think this is important to address and to discuss, really. Here we go. So, Jason Whitlock tweeted out the following. And look, there's... lost my picture there. You're going to see some other names on here, and this is not why I'm bringing it up. This is what I was tagged on. But Jason Whitlock tweeted this out. And he said, I don't understand this or social media. Who takes a picture of their deepest pain, the one you're seeing right there, and then shares it with strangers? Do other women/parents want a reminder of their deepest pain, the loss of a child? Is everything just social media content? Help me understand. And I think there's two ways to look at this. One way to look at this is that, hey, they are sharing things that don't need to be shared on Twitter. They're putting things out there that doesn't need to be put out there. And they are reminding people of the loss of their child. And I think, listen, I've never lost a child. I don't have a child, so I don't know what that's like. But again, I say I have family that have lost very young children. And I know the devastation that it can cause in someone's life. And I know by observing that it's not something you ever get over. It's not something you ever forget. So I think it's a little naive to say remind people. Because if you look at this, it says, do you need to remind parents of their deepest pain? Well, Mr. Whitlock, those parents never forgot. So they don't need a reminder. And again, I say I don't have kids, so I've never lost a child, but I know people that have. And I have family that has. And you don't need to remind those people about the loss of their child. So that's one way to look at it. I think that's the ignorant way to look at it. Especially when you talk about reminding people of their pain. That pain never goes away, Mr. Whitlock. That pain never leaves you. The other way to look at this, the other view on this is it gives you someone to relate to. Because I feel like, and I could be wrong, And I'm only speaking based on the experiences that I've had with my family. But I feel like parents that go through something like this a lot of times feel alone. A lot of times, and I've heard my family members say the following: you don't understand. You'll never understand what it feels like to lose a child. No one can know the pain of losing a child. But if you can look at social media and see someone famous going through the same thing you've gone through, maybe, just maybe, it provides you with a little bit of, you know what? It wasn't just me. It wasn't just, I wasn't being punished. I remember hearing my family member say, why is God punishing me? Am I being paid back for all of the wrongdoing I've done in my life? And it broke my heart to hear that, because I don't think that's how God works if you believe in God. I don't think that's how life works. So maybe, just maybe, by John Legend and Chrissy Teigen sharing their story with the world, they are saying to other parents who have lost a child, we understand your pain and you are not alone, and here is proof. And that the loss and the devastation of the loss of a child is not strictly to those who aren't known and who aren't famous. That this can happen to anyone, and that anyone has to deal with this, and that anyone can deal with this. And again, what do I know? I don't have kids. I've never experienced that. But I can tell you that I don't believe for one single solitary second that Chrissy Teigen or John Legend posted that for likes. They're not clout chasing. They're fucking Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, for Christ's sake. They don't need to clout chase. I think that that was them in their moment showing the rest of the world that tragedy exists in all of our lives. Everybody's tragedy is different, and we all have to deal with it differently. But I will ask you, what do you think? In the chat, in the comments, if you're watching this later. How do you feel about posting a picture like this, which appears to be, I might be wrong, but is seemingly moments after finding out they've lost their child? What are your thoughts? I'm looking at the chat. Wow. Y'all are gonna now see. You guys, we talked about this yesterday with Tessa, but y'all better not make me cry. All right. And Titan Hugo, I'm going to start with you, and because I feel like there was a lot that I missed in the chat, but I did not want to be distracted while I gave my thoughts on this, because you guys know that the chat can distract me. So let's start with Katie. This shit is painful, and they shared their pain on social media. Then assholes had to say something negative. Social media can definitely be a cesspool at times. The Reverend Lord Chris Householder, whom I knew this about very briefly because he mentioned it in a conversation very briefly. But he said, we lost a son and had a miscarriage. Many people don't see a loss of a child. What they did showed the devastation felt. People usually don't show the same empathy for both, but we felt both equally. Rachel said she's bold for sharing such a heartbreaking moment. I agree. Lisa said, I respect her. She said she would have always shared her life with us, rather good or bad. She held to her word at the darkest hour. Fact. Billy Keller said it should be private. TJ said the motivation of sharing in this most important factor. The motivation of sharing is the most important factor. If it's to help others, great. If it's for self-serving purposes or attention, it's shameful. Chris Householder, who again, we've just learned, many of you may have just learned that Chris has lost a child, said, I'm so glad they shared it. It opens up what people go through so others can understand. And that was the point I was making before. And I'm glad, Chris, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know, but I've seen how devastating that can be. So I can't even imagine. But I'm glad that someone that has been in the position that John Legend and Chrissy Teigen are in can give us their perspective, because that's what I felt like knowing someone that's gone through it, is that to know someone else is going through the devastation that you've gone through can mean the world. Aaron Little said she needed to share it. That's how she felt. Kyle Wood said Jason Whitlock is a bitch. I would agree with that. Jason Whitlock right there. And look, I'm not going to say anything about the message below, but I think that speaks volumes as well. 713 Hooligan said, honestly, it doesn't bother me. Celebrities are always complaining that they have no privacy. To me, it seems like they have both embraced that and are just sharing everything in their life. Aaron Little said the people who say she didn't need to share that are the people who want her to post a nude. Yeah. Amos Johnson said she had been sharing her whole pregnancy with fans on IG. They went on the journey with her. That's why she shared it. Drew Anderson, I am sorry for your loss, my friend. He said, it's rough. I lost my daughter 3 years ago. God, I just can't even imagine. I really can't. P. Jones said, I don't wish that pain on the person I hate the most in this world. Titan Hugo, everyone, and this is the great point. I think this is a really great point Titan Hugo makes at the beginning, because I haven't read the whole message. But he says, everyone knows she was pregnant. So if there was no news of the newborn, everyone would be asking. So when was the newborn? Where is the newborn? So that they might as well get it out as soon as possible. And I agree with that. And I didn't know that. I don't follow Chrissy Teigen and John Legend on Instagram or Twitter or any of that. Love John Legend. Probably my favorite singer behind Marvin Gaye. If I'm being honest, as far as voices go, it's Marvin Gaye and then John Legend and then a lot of other people. Now, I love Otis Redding for his music, but I don't think his voice was as good as Marvin Gaye or John Legend. But those would be my top three singers, not rappers, singers. So I'm a big John Legend fan. I've only been to like 4 concerts in my life, and one of them was John Legend, and I took Nora. It was a big deal for me. I love that dude's music. But I don't follow him on Instagram, so I had no idea that this was a thing, and I didn't even know Chrissy Teigen was pregnant. But that makes sense. Yes, if their pregnancy is public, if the journey is public, if the entire pregnancy is a journey that you take with the people that support you, your fans and your friends, to just stop talking about it would seem weird. Now, some people tell you, but she didn't need to post it then. But why not? Why hide? What are you trying to mask? Why are you running from the tragedy? Do you know how many parents have gone through what they're going through? It just seems nearsighted and shallow to judge them. PK said they are hugely influential people and they are real as fuck on social media. Being real means sharing happy and sad. This was brave to the max. I'm glad they shared it. Jen said it's real pain that families deal with daily. I appreciate them for sharing and keeping it real. Amos said, fuck Whitlock, that self-hating bastard. I didn't see what Joel said. Damn, KD. I feel like Whitlock does not have to address everything. That's my problem with this bitch-made fool. He can ignore the post like most people can do. He wanted to say something he will comment on. Total Dallas said, I wouldn't have posted it, but I understand their possible reasoning for doing it. It's just the pause for the taking of the picture that feels off. Well, I don't know. Total Dallas, you can't assume that they paused to take that picture. You just can't assume that. I mean, it may, I don't, listen, maybe I'm naive, but I don't believe Chrissy Teigen was like, what? We just lost our child. John, get the camera because I'm going to cry and you need to get it for IG. I don't believe that fucking happened. And if you think that, I feel like you're not being realistic. I think what probably happened is they found out and they were devastated. And either John Legend or their publicist or somebody in the room who was already instructed that, listen, no matter what happens along this journey, we're going to document it and publicize it, got a picture of her in her most vulnerable moment. But I don't think that that was a set-up photo shoot. I don't think that Chrissy Teigen had to be coerced into crying and being camera ready. Do you honestly believe that anyone would plan this moment? I don't believe you planned that moment. All right, there's a lot of words in the chat, so I'm probably just going to have to skip it because it would be just me reading chat for the rest of the show. But I appreciate a lot of the feedback. I'll read this last one because I think this is a good dialogue. TJ said, do people need to share everything? I think you can make an argument either way. That's their choice. I don't know, TJ. I think there are people that appreciate the access that social media gives us into the lives of our favorite celebrities or people. I think there are some people that casually follow others. And I think there are some people that are really big fans that want the inside baseball. They want to know the details. They want to see what goes on behind the scenes. They want to see what life is like on an average day for a celebrity. And so they appreciate that. And I don't think you get to pick and choose. It's funny because on the one hand, TJ, you hear about, oh, you know, there's all these, you know, we have heard about social media and the, what's the word? I think people a lot of times, we all tend to feel bad about our own lives when we look at social media because what we see from these so-called influencers or other people that we may follow is only the positive things in their life, right? Think about that for a second, TJ, and everybody that really has a problem with them posting this. All we ever see from, oh my God, my name is Becky and all I do is travel and I'm on the beach in my bikini. Look how fun I am. Oh my God, it's margarita time. I love tacos. Bitch, that ain't life. Life ain't like that. We know you shit. You take a poop like everybody else. You fart like everybody else. You have bad days like everybody else. Your makeup looks like shit like everybody else. Not every day is a good hair day. Sometimes you do dumb shit. Sometimes you fall down. Sometimes you have a bad day. And not every day is spent on a beach. But what we see is just that. And so if you've ever watched and read articles about social media, this causes depression in people. They're like, man, my life sucks compared to fucking Becky, the influencer, who's always having fun. But she's not. That's just all she shows you. But then we have this moment when someone shows us real life using their social media account. Why? Why is it that we're so bothered by that, but we're not bothered by the fact that these fake ass influencers spend every day trying to convince us how great their life is when I know some of them and their life is a fucking shambles and they live in a hovel. But they want you to believe that they're happy and life is perfect. And then it causes us to be depressed because our life doesn't look and reflect and feel like their life. But then we get a moment of truth. We get a moment of devastation, a moment of real fucking life. And some of us are like, didn't need that. Why? Don't get it. Patrick Randall said, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Very much appreciated. He said, this is why I love this show. Always willing to look at the flip side of the coin, not just about sports, real life stuff. Thank you. I don't know why you and Kyle are arguing, but I'll let you guys fight it out. Yeah, you know what? Look, this isn't ESPN radio, so I don't have to stick to sports, Barry. This is Barry on deck, and I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. And I felt like when I saw this, I felt like there was dialogue that needed to be happened because, again, and I know some of you bailed probably. You're like, just be funny, man. All I want you to do is be funny. But again, that's the whole point, right? Isn't it? It's the whole point. You come to this show because you want to laugh. I get it. Don't talk politics. Stick to sports. Make me laugh. Give me my 2 hours of joy. And then I'm going to go back to my life and I'll see you tomorrow. But that's not life. That's not real life, y'all. I'm not funny every waking moment. I have my moments. I'm a dude. I have my moments of vulnerability. I have my moments of self-doubt. I have my moments where I think I'm the biggest loser on the planet. They're daily. I have my moments where, am I even funny? What am I doing? I should just go back to IT, say fuck all this, and provide a good living for and wage for my wife. What am I doing? But that's real life. And why can't we have real life on social media? We have so much fake life that when we see real life, we're appalled by it. The Jason Whitlocks of the world see real life. They see real pain, and they can't even believe it's real. Josh Ennis, if you noticed, said that the only reason they posted that was attention. Now, you guys have never heard me say a bad word about Josh Ennis, but that's pretty fucking shallow. It's a moment. And I don't understand why we can't believe that anyone would use a platform to show people that pain is part of life. And if you have a problem with that, just don't get on social media. And I don't believe he means this, but if you did, Brandon, I think you know what my next phrase would be. Alex said, "You have never made me laugh." Well, Alex, that's fine, bro. Maybe I'm just not your cup of tea. I'm okay with that. If you don't find me funny, look, there are comedians that I don't think are funny. Why are you here, though? That's the question. If I've never made you laugh, what are you doing here? I don't go and watch and listen to people. White Magic was asking me why I don't listen to Joe Rogan's podcast or Howard Stern, because they don't entertain me. I don't find them funny. That's why I don't listen. That, and I don't want to rip them off and be, carbon copies of what they are. Well, Alex is new. I don't give a fuck if Alex is new or not. Then why would you say you've never made me laugh? You've been here for one day? This is the kind of troll shit that just is like, you have nothing better to do than to hop on a YouTube channel and chat and troll just to get 5 minutes of attention? That's awesome. Sweet life you got going, bro. Sweet life you got going. Give me your thumbs down and get the fuck out. But I think at the end of the day, you guys, whether you think what they did is good or bad, I think the perspective on social media, we have to figure out how to have some perspective on life in social media. What, Wallace? Y'all know I'm going to speak the truth. If you try to troll me in the chat, if you want to talk shit, I'm not some higher holier than thou. I'm not going to address something. If you want to troll me, I'm going to troll back. If you want to talk shit, I'm going to talk back. It doesn't mean I don't like you any less. Like, Ask White Magic, that's my guy. But if you're going to come at me, I'm going to come at you. Period. We can be adults and shake hands at the end of it or whatever. But no, if you're going to troll me and on my show, in my chat, you're going to come in and troll me and expect me to ignore it? No, player, I don't roll like that. Other people might roll like that. I don't roll like that. We're going to address it. And I'm going to talk my shit. Because you're going to talk your shit, I'm going to talk my shit. And then if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. Truck and Sago, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He said, I love this show. Don't change a thing you do. Well, except maybe be more popular. I should change that. I feel like if I sold out, we would be more popular, right? Like, I need to be like Howard Stern. I need to be a cheap equate version of Howard Stern, like some people in this market. A knockoff of what Howard does. I feel like if I did that, I could be controversial. I could get some guys to come in and watch the show, and oh boy, I would fucking hate myself. I would rather be myself and be a fledgling YouTube fuckface that never fucking makes it. I would just rather be true to myself. And again, if we can bring it all back, I think that's what Chrissy Teigen and John Legend were. They were true to themselves. They have been open about the pregnancy according to what everybody's saying, and that didn't change. And by the way, thank you to Alex for your thumbs down, because I see we have 2 now. So you can get the fuck out. Okay. Let's talk about something more positive now. I told you guys that was going to bring it down. I told you guys it was going to make things, but you know what, guys? Sometimes we need to have adult conversations about adult stuff, and it's okay. And if some of you unsubscribed and left, cool. But if you haven't subscribed yet, who's fancy? That's brand new, by the way, if you didn't know. But subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. If you don't, well, go fuck yourself. All right. Let's talk about one of the most childish fucking things I have seen in a really long time, and I'm here for it. I love it. Okay? I am fucking here for a guy who rode his bicycle from PooPoo Point to PeePee Creek. Oh my God, I'm fucking here for it. This man is a national treasure. This guy rode 2,500 miles from PooPoo Point to PeePee Creek. Oh God, is there a better human being on this planet right now than this guy? Oh, let me read you this article. Ruben Lopez of Chicago said that his journey began August 18th at PooPoo Point in Washington State. And it took him 36 days to arrive at Ohio's PeePee Creek. 2,500 miles he went from PooPoo to PeePee. Guys, it's not the hero we want. It's the hero we deserve. This man is a national treasure. This man figured out that there was a PooPoo Point over here and a PeePee Creek over here, and he said, let's get it, America. Let's go from PooPoo to PeePee. 2,500 miles later, this motherfucker rode his bike 2,500 miles just so he could say, I went from PooPoo Point to PeePee Creek. What? Now, here's the crazy thing, okay? Here's the wildness of his journey. It says that Ruben Lopez started on August 18th. He said he is traveling exactly 69 miles each day. This guy is my fucking spirit animal. I'm gonna tell you right now, this guy is my fucking spirit animal. He travels 69 miles each day. He said his trip is still not over. He is planning on completing his 5,000 mile journey at PeePee Island. There's a PooPoo Island? Why are we not doing this from PooPoo Island? Why have I not moved to PooPoo Island? He said he's been planning to participate in several bike tours this year, but they were all canceled because of COVID. He said he decided to take on the, quote, meme ride as a way to raise money for the Yemen Relief and Reconstruction Foundation, which provides humanitarian aid to war-torn countries. PooPoo Island to PooPoo Creek. This is so fucking great. Jen, I typically go PooPoo to PooPoo, but whatever works. Jen, first of all, happy birthday, Jen. One more shot for Jen, you guys. I told Jen get her shot glass ready. Now, you guys know I don't try not to do more than one shot an hour, but we're winding it down. It's 3:50. I've got yard work to do. Why not do the yard work with a buzz, right? Francisco wants to know if we can get shirts that say fledgling YouTube fuckface. Wow, that's a really good idea. Bro, like seriously. Somebody write that down. Let me write this down so I'll forget it. Shirt fledge, because I don't know how to spell fledgling. Fledge YouTube. I do know how to spell fuckface. Now, you said, can we get shirts, Francisco? I mean, I will probably get it. Now, I might put my face on it and put fledgling YouTube fuckface, but whatever. All right, back to my Jen. Happy birthday, girl! Cheers to you, Jen. Chris said, Barry, are you writing that in chalk? No. I used a pen and paper. There's my notes for the day. Look, Katie. Look at that chicken scratch. Decoration contest for yard of the month. Shirt, fledge, YouTube, fuckface. That's my chicken scratch. By the way, I gotta do a focus test real quick. I wish I had like a thing that I could do this automatically because it looks fucking stupid every time I have to refocus. All right, we've got about 3 minutes left in the show. And I really wanted to talk about breakup sex. Okay, Penguin Kate, don't you make fun of my handwriting. She said it looks like hieroglyphics. Kiss my ass, PK. Kiss my raggedy ass. Now, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Luis. I'm gonna make a shirt. Fledgling YouTube fuckface. I'm gonna wear it. I might make it tonight. I've been trying to practice. Nora bought me a blank shirt. Anyways, I digress. Hey, let's talk about vibrators. Can we talk about vibrators? Oh, what? What? What is that? That is America Vibrators. There's a guy that owns a Montana sex shop. Deanna said, shit, kids just got home. Bye. Well, fuck! Kids always fucking it up, Deanna. Have a good day. Tell the kids I said hello. There's a Montana sex shop giving away vibrators to women who vote. In Bozeman, Montana, a sex shop owner is saying, make America orgasm again. Billy McWilliams. Well, that sounds so made up. There's Billy McWilliams. So is it Willie? It's William McWilliams, and he goes by Billy? Get the fuck out of here. He runs an erotic adult store in Bozeman, Montana, and he's saying he wants to make America orgasm again. He said he's advertising overlooked gender disparity in this country, or the so-called orgasm gap. Listen, I don't want to get off track, but the orgasm gap is a fallacy. If you don't get yours, that's my fault. So listen, when you get in and we're going to run out of time, ladies, so save all that yapping and barking and bullshit that you're going to tell me. But in a relationship, If you talk to any good relationship counselor, any good relationship manager, anybody that knows shit about relationships, they will tell you that your partner is not responsible for your happiness, that only you can make you happy. And only you can make you come. So listen, don't blame your man if you ain't coming. Because I would say don't blame your woman if you ain't coming, but let's face it, I don't know, rarely does a dude have sex and not get his. We're selfish sons of bitches. And yeah, there are plenty of moments where a woman has sex and doesn't get hers. Do your work, girl. Do your work. So this guy, Willie McWilliams, or Billy, says it's not a Republican orgasm or a Democrat orgasm. It's an American orgasm. Someone has to come help us. That's what he said. McWilliams has already mailed out 400 of the gaudy gifts, which come with an American flag sticker that also read, "I came and I voted." In an effort to inspire civic duty while also inspiring gender equality in the bedroom or wherever, the 60-year-old businessman told SWNS he will give away 2,200 red, white, and blue vibrators to American women who pledged to vote on November 3rd in an event he dubbed the Great American Orgasm. So ladies, hey ladies, if your basement isn't flooded, as PK said, make basements great again. All you gotta do is tell this guy, bitch, I'll vote. And he'll send you that red rocket on the bottom. Or white, or blue, whatever. He said they're bullet vibrators. They retail for around $12.95. It's small, it's powerful, it takes a AAA battery, and it comes in red, white, and blue. The first person that owned a sex shop probably invented "thank you, come again." All right, guys, that's it. That's the show. We're done. Get the fuck out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks for hanging out with me. Except Alex, go fuck yourself. Until tomorrow! Which, look, we got a lot of shit to cover tomorrow. It's Friday, right? We got to talk about lawns. We got to talk about lawns. I don't know. We're going to have fun. Thanks for letting me get serious for a moment. I really appreciate that kind of dialogue that I have with the chat. I really appreciate having a conversation that means something every once in a while, and not just being a dancing street monkey that makes you laugh. So until tomorrow, everybody, be safe, be kind, and most importantly, love each other. See y'all tomorrow. Daddy's making a YouTube video!